At dawn, the witch waited in her war robe, a dragon above, and a skeletal golem behind her. Prince Lancer's army had come to heal Khazar with fire and chains. Then figures from history books emerged in black steel. Was the rebellion a trap all along? Viv sat at her desk back at the tower, at a loss. She made a list of the changes she had brought to the expanding town. Every layer of society mobilized for war. Nationalist ideology, planned economy, powerful military, massive industrialization, 3 different kinds of chemical weapons. She sighed and looked up at Sulfus. Sulfus, are we the baddies? 170's Sulfus. The golem's yellow orbs dimmed in what felt like a smug smile. Scruples, I have always found the humans' fascination for honorable underdogs curious. Let me ask you a question in return. Can you accept what Prince Lancer will do to the people living here should you fail? No. And how far are you willing to go to stop this possibility? Viv knew she had been trapped somehow. No matter what, I wanted you to know that, regarding your preparations. I am extremely proud of you. To quell a rebellion is not an act of punishment, Prince Lancer said, his voice rolling over assembled troops. No, it is an act of healing. Order, gentlemen, is the key to peace and prosperity. We will go to Khazar and bring this lost city back into the fold. We will cleanse it of the witch, her followers, and her influence. The witch who had caused it all trotted along the path on a powerful mount. She stopped at 20 paces and calmly dismounted. Talon got his first taste of her power. Mana coiled gracefully around her, alive and quiescent. Yet the might was undeniable. Surely you do not intend to take those things in? The mage Etea blurted. The witch shrugged. We can talk here. I do not care either way. If anything happens, then you die first. The witch concluded without care. A chill went down Talon's spine. If anything happened, the prince would die first. It was an inescapable fact. You came to Khazar asking over 2,000 gold talents as back payment, barring which you would invade, which you did. You sieged the city, enslaved those who had stayed behind, and sold their women. You took the rest as slaves. You slew all those who resisted and threw their corpses into the desert, where they rose as revenants. Those of us who lived in caves talked to the survivors of your occupation. The whole of Khazar is eager to meet you again. The threat hung in the air between them. Talon felt absolute confidence in the woman's demeanor. Her soul flared, backing the statement with ghost memories of past deeds. Deadly past deeds. Talon inspected the witch. Mana flooded his mind. At first, he felt an opposition. Then a distant chuckle froze his breath, and the veil lifted. He could see everything. Lost Heiress. Extremely dangerous. 3rd stage of her path. Highest stats, all mental stats. Highest skills, meditative trance, mana mastery, intimidation. Leader, revolutionary, born for magic, outlander. He looked at the creature beside her. A juvenile dragon, extremely dangerous. Highest stat, finesse. Highest skills, draconic combat, flight. Others, awoken intellect. Flame breath, mana coating. Adopted daughter. Then he turned to the golem. HX013 experimental strike golem. Designation, Sulfus. Lethal, apex, being. Artificial soul, ancient, dragon bone frame. Last defender of Herrick. Rebellion crusher, 10,000 dead. 2 baleful orbs of yellow light captured his mind. He was hopelessly swallowed into the crystalline mind of the entity. Sulfus was animated by an endless, unyielding, and inexhaustible fury. He knew then that under the creature's merciless gaze, he was nothing but variables, pathetic, useless. Fleshbag. They met again at dawn. The witch stood with her companions. She wore a war robe, a dagger hung from a sheath, a round shield covered her back. A nightmarish construct of bone unfolded behind her. A white scaled form landed from above. Khazar is eager to meet you again. An artillery spell curved over Talon's head. It destroyed the wagon's front right wheel. The Enorians needed just a couple of minutes. They would not have minutes. The Khazaran center stood. Figures from history books emerged in armors of black steel, shields linked under serrated harpoons. A large man with a white braided beard brandished the flag of a long-dead nation. Tip of the spear, extremely dangerous. Unique fourth step path, heavy phalanx, slayer of man, it's the real fucking deal. The heavies advance, faster and faster. A solid, monstrous mass grew ever closer. There was one last beautiful moment where the Enorians almost managed to form a full line. Then the steel beast roared and crashed into him. Now, what am I going to do with you? Viv asked. If you are going to kill me like the prince, please do so without delay. We will not conduct public execution. You are soldiers, and there are members of Nereid's clergy on both sides. Etea shrugged. Lancer used me as a tool, and I did the same to him. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to be the only female fourth step war mage in Enoria? Now that I am done here, it is time for me to handle the second part of my visit. Bishop Erland said, May I ask what it is? I intend to visit the Mingol's mines. The treaty signed with the non-humans was a sign of pride that will cost him. He forgot himself with this blatant overreach of authority. You do not intend to claim the mines for yourself, do you? I respect my agreements. Good. Then, if you will excuse me. Viv watched him depart. Sulfus, Your Grace, I think we need to tie one last loose end before we depart. It will be my great pleasure. The Enorian expedition crashed into the clearing, 10 days through hell. Over 100 fatalities, dozens of casualties. A professional army had left Anelton. It was a mob that now spread over the open ground, exhausted, hurt, dirty, but alive. Talon almost missed it when the sculptures melted. Eldritch walls disintegrated, revealing 3 figures. A Kark woman in heaviest armor. The golem in all its skeletal horror. In the middle, the heiress stood in her white robe and helmet, her round shield held protectively. The Khazarans rushed to their houses to grab their spears and makeshift armors. Every trained militia joined down to the last shoemaker. The torrent of people walked in massive, disciplined columns into the Dead Shield Woods, and where they tread, the beasts and monsters fled for their lives. Now you are sated. Viv walked on the blood-soaked fields. Everything had worked perfectly. She had expected a last-minute fuck-up, but everything had gone exactly according to plan, with minimum casualties and without war crimes. Bring him. Sulfus approached with the defeated prince held under an unyielding claw. Lancer was forced to kneel. Viv put heavy gloves on her hands. She emptied her purse in a small cauldron. The gold had melted into a shimmering pool. Your sin was not greed. Your sin was pride. You could not consider that among all the nameless men and women you crushed on your path to power, enough would stand back up. But we did stand up, and we banded together. It was pride that caused your fall, but it was greed that hurt us, and it is for greed that you will pay. I will grant you all the gold you will ever need. The prince screamed for exactly a third of a second before metal blocked his trachea. Viv dropped the cauldron and felt so light that she might fly. Lancer's head hit the ground with a dull thud,